Okay, so we're here with the third blog video of today because I joined the class late and we got to catch up somehow. Okay, so the actual blog video for this week has been about my biggest takeaway from Ronald Dahl. So he came and spoke with us earlier this week, and truthfully, my biggest takeaway from his experiences and his research was talking a lot about like how puberty really impacts kids' mental health. I have first-hand experience in that because in my family, I have a very close family member who started their period very, very early when they were 9 years old. It was crazy. They didn't know what periods were, so the classic woman experience of being like, oh my god, I'm dying, and hiding because they think that they're actually dying or have cancer or something happened to this individual, which brings upon a whole other area of issues about access, about education, about destigmatizing menstruation, because as you probably guessed, I'm Indian, because I was in India. And in India, things are still pretty stigmatized, like very stigmatized. When I was working in women's health space last year and I was interviewing people, I also interviewed like my own grandmother and my aunts, and things are, to be completely honest, when I asked my aunts, they had never spoken about menstruation with my grandma. And when I talked with my grandma, she's like, she's talking about how it's a secret, like you shouldn't be talking about it with people. And this generational divide is clear in the sense that my aunts are more open to talking about it, but also they're more open to talking about it with women, not with their husbands, not with their sons, not that they have any sons, but there's still a lot of stigma surrounding that. So obviously, this individual in my family did not know what they were, especially when she was 9 years old. And then starting her period at 9 years old caused a lot of, caused a huge like snowball effect of issues, kind of facing this early in her life without really having peers to talk about was really not good. Um, Physically going through these changes at this young age when her peers were not like this, did not have to deal with this, was very traumatizing. Mentally, feeling all of these emotions, that are triggered by the onset of puberty and not really having the support system to learn how to handle those emotions, not really having parents who are experienced with going through this process and like dealing with the child, with their daughter going through this, having that experience was also not the best environment for her. And that really started off, that really catapulted, and um, that's a big part of this individual's identity now. Even though they are in middle school now, a lot of those effects from elementary school, starting her period early, has influenced her life experiences, and a lot of her trauma. And because this individual is really close to me and I've seen her go through this was genuinely the first startup idea that I was interested in building when I first came in to Berkeley as a freshman, naive, wanting to get into biotech entrepreneurship. I met with Anne Gardner from Midday and was pitching my idea of how I wanted to do what she's doing from menopause women in their like menopause phase to young women going through puberty. Picture of me from September 22nd, 2022, me with Anne Gardner, who is the co-founder, or founder and CEO basically of Midday, which is the app that does CBT for women going through menopause right now. And that was pretty insane meeting her. I really wish I had continued with my entrepreneurial journey back then, or like, I had the ideas. I came to Berkeley to do this, and then I got distracted by a lot of things at Berkeley. I wish I had actually focused and prioritized and worked in this space, but that's the past, because we need that support system for them as well, especially with global feminization and women starting their periods earlier. And so Ronald Dahl really talking about the research and highlighting that triggered that again in me, like reminded me of those experiences and like me wanting to do that. Obviously, it never actually took off anywhere because college was there was a whole other ballpark, and that was not my priority back then. But I think now, knowing that I do actually want to do entrepreneurship, it's kind of resurfaced again, and I think it would be really interesting to build in that space to go down that lane. So hopefully something can come about there. Would absolutely love to work in that space. And again, this is also a very long vlog video, but that's it for today. So next time I will shorten them up and hopefully make them better. Okay, bye. Thanks so much for listening.